Okay, so what is a secondary dominant? A secondary dominant is most of the time a major minor 7 chord that is not diatonic to the key. So let me show you an example. In the Beatles song In My Life, we have the chords at the beginning of A, E7, A, F sharp minor, A7, D, and then it goes on from there. So if we were to put typical tonal harmony classical Roman numerals to this, we would say, okay, we're in the key of A, so A is 1, E is 5/7, A is 1, F sharp minor is 6, and then A7, okay? Now, we wouldn't put 1/7 like this because this chord doesn't really exist in diatonic music, okay? Because our normal A, if we were to make A a 7th chord, then it would end up being an A major 7, not an A7, right? Because we would take our A major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and back to A. And we would use the root, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th, and it would have a G sharp in it. Now, what are the notes of A7? An A7 chord is built up of A, C sharp, E, and G. So we have a note here, G, that is not in the key of A major. Okay, so this is a non-diatonic chord because of this chromatic note. So 98% of the time, I would say, when you have a major minor 7 chord that's not in the key, and the only major minor 7 chord that is in a diatonic key is actually the 5/7. Okay, the other 7th chords that are diatonic to the key are major 7 chords and minor 7 chords. And when I say diatonic to the key, I mean chords that are built using the notes of the scale. So these notes, okay? So 98% of the time when you have a chord like this, it is a secondary dominant. And how to confirm it's a secondary dominant is you look at the next chord and you ask yourself this question: if we were in the key of D, would A7 be 5? And the answer here is yes. And then that confirms this is a secondary dominant, meaning we're temporarily tonicizing D. To see, this would be a 5-1 in D, even though we're in the key of A major. It's not a modulation. We haven't modulated to D because we're going to come right back to A later, okay? But it's just a temporary tonicization of D, temporarily letting D be the tonic, okay? And the way you would do this in classical Roman numeral approach would then, you would simply call this 5/7, if it's a 7, of, the slashes of, whatever chord this is in the original key of A. And D in the key of A is 4, so you would label it 4, and then you would label the D 4. So we have 1, 5, 7, 1, 6, 5, 7 of 4 going to 4, and this is our secondary dominant there. It's a great songwriting tool if you're writing a song and you're looking for other chords that are not just diatonic to the key. You can try this trick, and you'll start, now that you know it, you'll start seeing it in all types of music everywhere.